Does this sound all too familiar? It's 3 a.m., and you find yourself once again making that dreaded pilgrimage to the bathroom. And let's be honest, it's certainly not the first time tonight. This constant unwelcome interruption doesn't just disrupt your precious sleep. It actively robs you of your energy, mental clarity, and overall vitality for the entire next day. With each bleary-eyed trip in the darkness, a wave of frustration washes over you, especially as your partner, blissfully unaware, continues to sleep soundly like a log. And the question inevitably arises, why me? Is this simply an inevitable part of the aging process? Many people sadly resign themselves to this belief, accepting chronic fatigue, the constant fear of falling in the dark, and the disheartening idea that they will never experience a full night's sleep again. But I'm here to deliver a clear and hopeful message. It absolutely doesn't have to be this way. You don't have to passively accept a life plagued by interrupted sleep and perpetually exhausted days. I'm Dr. Grace Prescoat, a physician with over 2 decades of experience, dedicated to unraveling the intricate mysteries of the bladder and urinary system. Over the years, I've witnessed countless men and women just like you walk through my office doors, feeling desperate and utterly hopeless. Yet time and again, I've had the privilege of witnessing truly remarkable transformations. Today I'm not offering vague, generic advice. I'm going to share a pivotal strategy straight from the field of urology, a targeted method, focusing on how, and even more importantly, when to strategically consume water to finally reclaim your nights and restore your well-being. This technique is so remarkably simple, so inherently logical, and yet so often overlooked that you'll find yourself wondering how you didn't discover it sooner. So stay with me, because this knowledge has the potential to not just change your nights, but to profoundly change your entire life. Before I reveal the solution, I want you to fully grasp the true scope of this widespread issue. Did you know that a staggering 70% of adults over the age of 60 experience the need to wake up at least once a night to urinate? And for a significant number, it's 2, 3, or even more times. This condition has a specific name: Nocturia. And let me be unequivocally clear about something. While Nocturia is indeed common, it is not normal. It's not simply a harmless consequence of getting older. Think of it as a loud, persistent siren blaring in the middle of the night, a warning signal from your body that something is amiss, and the consequences of ignoring this signal are far more serious than you might realize. Stick with me until the end, because it'll not only reveal why this happens, but also provide you with the precise strategy, the very method we teach our patients to break free from this exhausting and debilitating cycle. I promise that the final revelation could very well change your nights forever. The silent epidemic and its hidden dangers. We call Nocturia a silent epidemic for a very specific reason. People simply don't talk about it. They suffer in silence, and private, often burdened by feelings of shame or resignation. But within the walls of my office, I hear the real stories, the heartbreaking accounts of how this condition truly impacts lives. I hear from Michael, a 72-year-old grandfather who adored building intricate model ships inside bottles, but had to give up his beloved hobby because his hands trembled uncontrollably from chronic sleep deprivation. I hear from Susan, a 68-year-old retired teacher who suffered a fall on one of her many nighttime bathroom trips, resulting in a fractured hip, an accident that tragically robbed her of her independence. These aren't just random anecdotes. They represent the harsh reality faced by countless individuals. The problem extends far beyond simply feeling tired. Let's be frank about the very real dangers lurking behind those frequent bathroom trips. First and foremost, there's the significant risk of falls. Navigating in the dark, half asleep and disoriented, your balance is severely compromised. What should be a simple walk to the bathroom can become a hazardous obstacle course. A misplaced rug, a piece of furniture lurking in the shadows, and the consequences can be a life-altering injury. For an older adult, a hip fracture can be the beginning of a rapid and devastating decline. Second, let's consider the profound impact on your cognitive health. Deep, restorative sleep isn't a luxury. It's an absolute necessity for optimal brain function. During deep sleep, your brain actively cleans house, consolidating memories and clearing out toxins that have accumulated throughout the day. When your sleep is fragmented night after night, this essential cleanup process is disrupted, leading to a buildup of toxins. The result? Brain fog, difficulty concentrating, impaired memory, and over time a significantly higher risk of developing neurodegenerative diseases. It's not simply age making you feel forgetful. It's the chronic lack of quality sleep. Third, there's the considerable strain on your heart. Every time you wake up, suddenly your body releases a surge of stress hormones. Your blood pressure and heart rate spike dramatically. If this happens multiple times a night, you're essentially subjecting your cardiovascular system to a constant barrage of stress. Numerous studies have linked severe nocturia to a significantly higher risk of hypertension and other serious heart issues. And finally, we can't ignore the immense emotional toll. Chronic fatigue steals your joy, leaving you feeling irritable, anxious, and potentially leading to depression. It isolates you from the activities you love, from the people who matter most, and traps you in a seemingly inescapable cycle of exhaustion. You stop feeling like yourself. So why does this happen as we age? There are several contributing factors. First, your body naturally produces less antidiuretic hormone ADH at night. ADH acts as a signal telling your kidneys to slow down urine production while you sleep. With less ADH available, the urine factory continues running at full speed even when it shouldn't be. Second, your bladder capacity may decrease over time. And third, there's a factor that few people are even aware of: fluid redistribution. If your ankles tend to swell a bit during the day, that fluid doesn't simply disappear. When you lie down, gravity no longer holds it in your legs. It returns to your bloodstream, passes through your kidneys, and ultimately ends up in your bladder, often waking you up a few hours later. Now that you understand the severity of the problem and the science behind it, we're ready to debunk some common myths, and more importantly, build a lasting solution. Debunking the myths, the mistakes that make things worse. Myth number 1. To avoid urinating at night, I should drink as little water as possible during the day. This is without a doubt the most common mistake, and believe me, it's also the most counterproductive. It seems logical on the surface, doesn't it? Less water and less urine out. But your body is far more complex than that simple equation. When you become dehydrated during the day, your urine becomes highly concentrated. That super-concentrated urine can act as an irritant, inflaming your sensitive bladder walls. Think of it like pouring lemon juice onto an open wound. It's going to sting. That irritation can make your bladder nervous, sending false "go to the bathroom now" signals even when it's not actually full. Plus, when you finally drink something in the afternoon to quench that built-up thirst, your body, which has been in conservation mode all day, tries to process that liquid all at once, often leading to nighttime awakening. Paradoxically, drinking too little during the day can actually lead to more bathroom trips at night. Myth number 2. The problem is that I have a small bladder. I've always been this way. While it's true that some people may naturally have a smaller functional bladder capacity in the vast majority of nocturia cases in adults, the real issue isn't the size of the tank, the bladder, but the pace of the factory, the kidneys at night. As we discussed earlier, lower ADH production and fluid returning from the legs are the primary culprits. You could have the biggest bladder in the world, but if your kidneys are relentlessly producing urine nonstop, you'll still wake up to urinate. Blaming a small bladder is often an excuse that prevents you from addressing the true root cause of the problem. Myth number 3. A glass of wine or a beer relaxes me and helps me sleep. It can't be that bad. This myth is particularly harmful. While alcohol might initially make you feel drowsy, it actually sabotages your rest, especially when it comes to nighttime bathroom trips. Alcohol's a potent diuretic, meaning it increases urine production. But even worse, it sharply suppresses the release of that valuable antidiuretic hormone ADH. So when you consume alcohol before bed, you're essentially creating a perfect storm for nocturia. First, you're taking in liquid, and second, you're turning off the very mechanism your body uses to prevent excessive urine production at night. It's a recipe for disaster. Now that you know what doesn't work, you're ready for the strategy that actually works. The smart hydration strategy, the ASIM method. The ASIM method is a simple 5-step strategy. Adjust, soften, stop, integrate, and manage. Step 1. Adjust your hydration. Drink more in the morning. Front-load your water intake. Consume 75% of your daily liquids before 4 p.m. This gives your kidneys the entire day to process liquids. Step 2. Soften the transition. Land gently. From 4 p.m. Reduce drinking gradually. At dinner, drink only a few sips, not a full glass. Eat dinner at least 3 hours before sleep. Step 3. Stop and time the sacred zone 2 hours before bedtime. Drink absolutely no liquids. None. This gives your kidneys time to finish processing fluids. Step 4. Integrate electrolytes. Improve absorption. In your first morning glass of water, add a pinch of unrefined sea salt and a splash of lemon juice to improve hydration efficiency. Step 5. Manage your dinner. Control the saboteurs. Avoid spicy foods, acidic foods, sugar, high water, content foods, chocolate, caffeine, and all stimulating beverages at night. Supporting techniques. Double voiding. Empty your bladder completely by waiting 30 to 60 seconds and trying again. Gravity elevator. Elevate your legs an hour or two before bed to move fluid out of the legs. Salt shaker control. Reduce overall salt to avoid excessive thirst and nighttime urine production. We've unmasked Nocturia, revealing it not as a mere annoyance, but as a true life thief. And I've given you the keys, the ASIM method to reclaim your sleep. Your action plan: adjust your hydration before 4 p.m. Soften and stop your intake in the afternoon and evening. Support your body with double voiding, leg elevation, and salt control. If this helped you, hit like, subscribe, and comment how many times you wake up at night. Thank you for your time and trust. Prepare for the best night's sleep you've had in years.